Hello, everybody. So, before we move on to Gears of War 2, as we've talked about, there's the Ultimate Edition does come with not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 short comic books. And I don't know if they're exclusive to this game or if they're actual comics that were put in here. Apparently, they have to do with the Pendulum Wars. So we'll see how it goes. So basically, everybody, fortunately, I'd like to thank the channel Raw Serum, okay, for posting this video on YouTube, which saves me a lot of hassle and not having to collect all the cogs. So so thanks, dude. You'll find the link to his channel in the description. So thanks, dude. All right, everybody ready?
Yeah.
So the first one is Gears of War Unseen. During the Pendulum Wars, Hoffman is tasked with destroying an enemy. Blah, blah, blah.
Ah, number 16.
Captain Victor Hoffman's tent. Cog Cab de la Croix. Saffron Marande border. 62nd year of the Pendulum Wars against the Union of Independent Republics. 2 months after the... Yeah.
I can't say where we are. OPSEC and all that.
We see a picture of what we can assume to be a loved one of his.
And stop worrying about me. I'm not cracking up. Anvil Gate's done and dusted. I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, he's pacing it like an actual scene, like a cinematic scene.
Yeah. Holy
shoot!
Oh, it's you.
No, actually, I was just going along with it.
Who's this?
I guess that'll be me. Hoffman saw. See, I got you a present.
God damn it, Bay. Can't you make some noise for a change?
Ha. Next time I try.
I even got to keep my peasant scout, Baitak, and these boys are back again. Everything's fine, just having something. There you go, unseen. Karen Travis, Jules Gomez. No, I don't recognize any of these people.
Maybe they're like newbies or DC.
Thank you. I think I can handle one of these.
Huh, even my wife got one. You give this to your missus.
Yeah, Margaret would just love that, really.
What? Now, sir?
Looks like the Indies are going to start pushing stuff in a couple of days. So I guess we'll have to spoil their plans again. And
they know we're here, so we got no surprises for them.
Yay.
Camp de la Croix, Royal Tyrant Infantry.
I
don't know where we are. I guess I can.
Maybe not. Better see what the Major's planning.
And then it turns out the Major was dead.
Dun dun dun.
Captain Hoffman, take a look at these recon images Da Salva just processed.
I think it's the Silva.
Yeah, the Silva.
Yeah. The Indies are on the move, sir. Only not where we expected.
Intel thinks they're going to try and cross the Mygar Pass before winter. Colonel Troy wants to intercept them at Rhine.
That looks like an airborne drop to me.
It's got to be done on the ground. They'll pick the Helos up on the radar.
Then we take out the radar here. It'll save a lot of time and lives.
But that means a big detour around the Marande border. That's 6 days. The Indies will have broken out by then, the Indies.
I know, Lieutenant, but we cut through Marande with a small force. We can do it in
so what,
two.
A double fine behind this invasion now?
No, Dweebs. By next... Hold on.
Small, annoying details, Captain. Miranda is a neutral state.
I wasn't planning to apply for visas, sir.
Joy won't hear that. Diplomatically unacceptable.
The Indies stray across that border all the time and Marande doesn't turn a hair.
Neutrality is a delicate thing.
So is that a yes or a no, sir?
It's a don't get caught, Hoffman.
Of course.
And you're interrogate and execute commandos as spies. No POW status under the Bridge Convention.
Understood, Major. Should read Brigadier Dudley's ideas establishing a permanent COG Special Ops Brigade. Unorthodox but effective.
If Dudley starts all the guerrilla nonsense, the regiment's going to fall apart. No discipline. Squads running wild. Just damn savages.
Hoffman did pretty well holding Anvil Gate, sir.
War has to have some rules, and he broke too many. Hopefully he'll get this one right.
See, we need Phil Fish's head, and we'll have it.
I'm not
a rabbit, Margaret. like to play things straight, but there's rules, and then there's playing stop mastery. The generals don't like the idea of special forces. Same title bastards who still have horse cavalry if they could. So if there's a better way to end this war, I'll try it.
You've got your conspiracy face on, sir.
So I have Sultan. Anyone fancy an apple trip into Maraday to blow some shit up?
Copy that.
Got all the strut.
But you never ask.
Doesn't sound like you got the Colonel's blessing for this, sir.
You coming along too, sir? All right then.
Wouldn't ask anyone to go if I wasn't ready to do it myself. We got 2 days to take out the radio station at Gradia. Let's get planning.
You got it, sir. You know what's worrying him, Baz? His next promotion means he'll be sitting on his arse in HQ.
He misses being a grunt.
Written all over him.
It's all about the flag in the end, Margaret. It's about the gear fighting next to you. And the higher I go, the harder he seems to keep hold of that.
2 days left until promotion.
Maranday border. We are now officially violating a neutral state sovereignty,
I
gentlemen.
think it was me still, but whatever.
Of course, one of the...
Yeah.
But I don't get it.
That's the thing too. It doesn't make it very clear though.
No, the color
Anyway.
outline.
Just keep letting more narration we're getting. Just keep the explosive happy back there. These roads as rough as a dog's ass. Start looking for somewhere to hide the truck. About 5 clicks from Gradia, and it's on foot through the woods.
Can't decide if Maranday doesn't know it gets infiltrated or doesn't care.
We're just regular truckers driving through a neutral country.
With a stash of high explosives, sir. I don't fancy explaining that.
Admire the skylight while you can, gentlemen. It'll be gone tomorrow.
Joy.
You once asked me if I was hooked on adrenaline, Margaret. No, I'm just scared of failing everyone. Each promotion makes it worse.
Ain't that the truth?
All right, the artwork is pretty nice.
Oh,
2
yeah.
hours later, the Maranday Uia border.
Shit, sir.
Shit, sir. We never got intel about that.
I don't know who is this.
Relax, they're only worried about who's coming in. It's the Indies we got to worry about.
Those damn indies.
Again, we'll have field fish head. We have a job explaining why we got the Pezangas and the Tattoo Islander on board. Keep your heads down. If it gets awkward, play dumb while Bane shows sort them out.
I'm a natural, sir.
It's an old code, sir, but it checks out.
Good. Let them
Shall I
through.
hold them? No. Commander, blow this ship apart.
Going
That's
back's
what
going
the-
to be
whatever.
fun, sir.
We'll find another route. Get ready to harden the truck when we're clear. Okay, armor up. And careful with those deads, people.
Now we do things the Pizanga way. Everybody, quiet.
Right. Keep forgetting.
Pat,
Whatever.
stay here as Overwatch. Don't shoot unless things go to rat shit. We don't know how many blokes are in there.
I'm not planning a shootout. We've rigged the masts and run.
Pedro, you have to be quiet. It's got the things.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I bet Baxter never told Choi how we doing this.
All he needs to... whatever. Go on.
All he needs to know is when he's safe to deploy the chopper. We've got to wrap this up in a couple of hours.
I'll make one patrol every 20 minutes, sir.
We could be in and out before we even notice. I do that a lot, Margaret. I say something optimistic, but I know even before I open my mouth that it's cheerful bullshit. None of us will be in a second.
That'll do me.
Oh, it's a sniper. Obliging of them to keep some lights on.
I'm pretty slack. I wouldn't rely on Maranday to watch my bloody back door.
Okay.
Okay.
And then...
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Some
crap,
guy
what's going
goes,
wrong now?
This guy in face reminds me of something. Oh, God damn it. Get the one lazy asshole.
The one who's
what's
just
a
out to
fucking
smoke.
cigarette?
You cannot sit there all night. We just got over an hour now.
We hurry things up, we sort them out now.
Might as well.
Yeah, stuff all the cigarettes in his mouth and then light them.
that's not a practical joke, dudes.
No, he'll that way he'll be out of the way for our army.
Sultan here, sir. Just say the word.
No, Pat. Give him time. There you go, baby. We're cutting away. The guy's still going for the cigarette. I don't see him. Where the hell are they?
That's that panel, the cigarette.
I disdainly throw the cigarette away.
Whoop.
Clear, sir. We keep an eye out. You come in now.
Shut. Oh, that's your job, I think.
Shit, sir. You don't see him. You don't hear him.
Then your headphones off. Tidy job.
Hey, yeah.
I heard first time. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I heard first time.
Can it? Our dead friend isn't there on either his own.
One pack on each leg of the master vendor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dynamite. So basically, we're trying to blow some electrical towers. When we set these, we got 10 minutes, unless we detonate manually, and then the Guardian Scorpion attacks us. Shit!
Oh, crap.
Or one accidentally sits on the detonator.
I'm beating the 200 meters record. Thanks for telling us, dude. Hoffman, sir, look out.
We're done now. Run like hell. Shit!
Never as easy, these things. Bugger it.
Yeah.
Bugger it.
It's that bugger side thing off out of this.
That's better.
Summers, blow it down now.
We're too fucking close, sir.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Don't.
I better get a posthumous medal.
Let me guess. Maybe the explosion happens behind them or something.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's like that
Well,
scene in
to
Mortal
be
Kombat
honest-
Annihilation.
To be honest, it's more realistic, quote unquote. It's not like we were unflinched.
Yeah.
5-7 to control. The radar's down. You're free to fly.
Roger that. 5-7. Good timing.
Radio silence indeed. We reach the border. 5-7 out.
If you can make it. They're not behind us.
They are calling support by now.
Once we're over the border...
The border counts for squat, but that's our only way home. I thought Maranday must have heard the explosion. Don't get past the checkpoint now.
Lights out. I'm going off-road.
No, dude, don't do that.
2 hours.
2 hours later.
Where the hell are we?
I think we're over the boulder, sir.
Well, if we're not, we soon will be. Get scared,
This is-
Margaret. I
this is
told
the-
you I didn't, but I lied. I'm scared of the future. Scared of sitting behind a desk and sending man to die. It's all easier to just, go in.
Yeah. I swear, this is the last time I'll let you drive.
I'll talk us
Got
out
go
of
to
this.
work, sir.
Okay, get us out of here. Let's hope they think we're just regular criminals.
Oh, that's fucked it, sir.
Just stop him. Calling it in. Deniable. That's what Baxter said.
Well, crap.
No witnesses.
Oh boy.
That's Senyo?
Senio.
I make us 5 clicks from the surf of border. These
Follow
words.
the riverbed out of here. I don't want any more checkpoint firefights. What? Okay, how do you measure clicks?
I don't know.
I
1 kilometer.
probably should look that up.
What is it, Pad?
Turns. Maybe those do Raven too.
1 kilometer.
Go. Nobody
See?
wounded. Job done. People are time to call in. What is it?
Actually,
No,
that's
see, we're
cheers.
actually using actual kilometers. So what the hell is a click?
Wait, wasn't this comic made in America though?
Remember,
Sometimes we
Pedro,
use
Technically
kilometers.
speaking, America uses both for the magical system and instead the royal one, but it just doesn't know how to choose between them. So it
Yep.
just alternates.
Ungrateful asshole, but that will be you one day, won't it, sir? Politics, diplomacy, bullshit.
Sometimes you just
blah,
don't.
Blah, blah, diplomacy is bad. Go ahead, too.
Sometimes you don't know where your piece of the jigsaw fits into the war. Sometimes what you do is unseen, thankless, even wasted effort. But I'd rather do that than be in choice poised position.
Yeah, job done, sir.
No danger of me ever making Colonel, Margaret.
And they made it back just fine. The
What a
end.
weird, bizarre comic.
It's, I guess it's not, I guess it's fine, but it doesn't really tell us anything about the games that adds to the game
It tells
story
a
themselves.
particular piece, I guess.
It's one of
Who is this
24
person?
comics by my
it's
count.
Marcus.
I'll
Okay,
let you
then.
down, Hanson. I guess I'll be this guy.
Oh, you're Marcus, apparently. No,
Oh, is
it's
it-
called Phoenix.
Oh,
Or
is
is
it? Okay.
is he the father or just Marcus himself?
Probably. What do I tell your wife? And that's going to tell your children that you die for freedom, emotion, nothing at all. The war is just a habit we've fallen into. Nothing but questions, Private Hanson. It's about time I provided some answers. But how can I go to a nice, safe job when I can't? Jova, you can be the girl I guess.
Deputy Director, COG Weapons Research. Not bad at all.
Yeah, I don't know who's this person. Oh, it's still
Colonel
those two.
Choi's on the radio, sir.
Oh,
I switched it off. The dead deserve some undivided attention. If you guys forgot, Choi was the guy who got killed by Rom in the first game.
oh, okay.
Yeah, it says Phoenix, but it's probably
The father, I guess.
yeah, Adam. Yeah.
He wants
I don't
us
think
to
it's not-
intercept some indie armor moving on the Ragani.
That's 20 clicks back the way we came. I don't know what that means, but whatever.
I got the feeling he wasn't crazy about the idea himself.
I've nearly lost half my company. Seems I need to remind them of that.
But we're Royal Tyran Infantry, the unvanquished. We can do anything.
I wasn't prepared for this many casualties, Stroud.
Nobody ever
it
is.
Oh, it is Anya. Okay.
Oh wait, no, it's not quite Anya.
I guess it's Marcus' parents.
No. Well, no, that's a thing too. No. I
No,
don't
guys.
think so.
It isn't Anya, as we find out in this panel, where they talk about their own kids. That's Marcus's father and Anya's mother.
Oh, okay.
How coincidental. What's the size of the colonel? Small comment, Phoenix. Just keep the Laurica road open for the whatever the hell that is. I need some case support. I've got half an infantry port. What the hell are you people thinking? So with all these weird words that are unpronounceable. I bet Professor Phoenix wishes he was back in his lab right now.
Hey, he's doing okay. He invents weapons, remember? We could be sitting on his ass in Etheria instead of shoveling the shit with us.
Okay, mount up. We're heading back to Reagan. Shit, sir. Did we forget to switch the lights off or something? Colonel's order.
They also serve.
Written by Karen Travis.
I think it's the same team.
Yeah, this is probably like a full-blown series made by the same team in general.
Well, like Grimson was noticing, apparently these are like from the middle of it, and they just decided to choose these particular ones.
Yeah, out of these comics, there are 24 total.
Yeah, I did check on, at least for now, on Read Comic Book Online. There seems to be like a 24 series. I'm gonna check it after we're done today to see if those are like in the middle or not, and report Adventuring Gears too.
Well, so far we've done issues 16, and I'm guessing this is issue 17 or 15.
Huh.
I guess each issue tells a separate story on its own.
Well, they may have changed their minds, or it's the usual intel. Kill the lead vehicle and the tail, and they're stuck while we pick them up.
Call me paranoid, but I'd like to know where the others are.
Well, they're not behind us, ma'am.
Orbital. Weapons platforms, that's what we need. Reliable surveillance. Satellite target that we can take out a single tank or a whole city.
Sounds like you've got your first research project all planned out.
Perhaps I have.
Also, that butt sheen.
Stand by!
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Take 'em! Blow shit up!
I'm trying to be a Rob Liefeld character in this image.
Shit! Everyone down! And now you go ahead, that's... There you go. See?
Gotcha, you bastard!
Yeah, sure, why not? Kaboom, explosions, excitement. Come on, there's only 3 of them. Finish it! Just blow shit up, that's all we know how to do!
That is the thing, Pedro.
I need to get my action figures. Like,
Oh,
go ahead, this.
Well, that was a bit of an anticlimax there.
Wait, you think? I don't think so.
That's an anticlimax? And what's an actual climax like?
Pedro. That's That's the thing, Pedro. For a comic book, they lacked the actual sound effect. You just see the explosion happening normally, without the kaboom.
Yeah, usually in comics they have the kaboom. That's why I have to install the kabooms myself.
Are we
I
gonna?
forgot.
Are we gonna have the infamous wank sound effect?
No, James, that was like a one-time thing.
So yeah, that was apparently it was anticlimactic.
I guess this war is so hardcore that is considered like a blue ball.
You know, Intel,
guess.
sir. Neither use nor ornament.
We better dig in. How are we doing for ordnance?
We might have enough armor-piercing rounds for the APCs, but we'll have to be more inventive if we want to do more than immobilize the tanks.
Babe, we don't have any magnesium ribbon. I could make a wonderful tank busting device. Basically, I'm a gear, but I'm also incredibly smart with technology. Okay, that's the basic point of this. Science, bitch.
Damn, Phoenix power was MacGyver all along.
Trust me, Tay. Wait till we get to Gears 3. All right, I'm not the best infantry officer in the car. I just feel I'm abandoning my gears. I have every privilege that they don't.
Oh,
I'm
hi,
guessing
little
that's
Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now this is something now this is more like it. This is what I'm more wanted, like something that's connected and adds to the backstory of something from the main games themselves.
From my
This is kind of what I
understanding of
want.
the 24 comics that there are, yeah, each one does tell a story, be it side material or stuff pertaining to the main cast. Go on, take it. You'd be at home. You'd see Marcus grow up.
You could be at home too and see Anya grow up. There you go.
Yep.
Thanks, comic. If I accept the job, will you do? You think I'm sorry? Will you think I'm taking his option? I feel I'm letting the regiment down.
Follow your conscience. Stop worrying about what others think.
Yeah, true.
So just need to follow my heart. Sorry, I know it's none of my. Yeah.
Sir, that'd be personal. Anya's father's not around. He's never going to be.
Heads up! We got visitors!
Oh shit!
Sounds like...
A pariah tank.
Even boy haven't seen it. just guesses it.
Oh, snap.
All right, I guess I'll have to continue inserting the sound effects. Kaboom!
Well, maybe I can scratch his paintwork. Pity the artillery boys aren't around.
Try a woman's touch. A couple of these down the air vent will ruin its entire day.
Good to know, but multiple.
Save the RPGs for the light armor. I'll deal with the tank. Wow, you're gonna do the tank by yourself?
Yeah, it's got
I'll
Chris
take
Pratt
those.
just gonna punch
Stay
it.
here and I'll make sure the indies are kept busy.
I can get in close, you know it.
That's an order.
Yeah, that's an order. Kaboom! Get a medic in there, Kinnear.
Kinnear.
Where the hell are you?
Whoever comes up with these names.
Oh, okay, Collins, with me.
Is this guilt, Captain? What are you trying to prove?
Nothing, Stroud. Just sharing the risk. Keeping the open keeping the open. Yeah, keeping the. That's you. That's good.
Keeping the road open is the least of our problems, sir.
You be that.
Agreed. Better kill that thing fast. Just kill.
All right, you bastard. That's it. Give me that launcher. That tank can't move without its tracks. And somebody help Kinnear. She's got her hands full.
That face.
With sound effects by Pedro Duarte. Well, somebody has to. The comic people, the artists forgot to write the sound effects.
I guess the idea behind is that we wanted to be more immersive by portraying a more serious tone, but I don't know. Even there are some serious comics who keep maintains comic book traditional sound effects.
Here's a design flaw I'll change one day. Too vulnerable event like this.
Yeah.
Go off the art trajectory.
So basically, he's the Howard Stark of the Gears universe.
Just to be sure, right?
Molotov cocktails for everyone!
The difference is that unlike Tony, Marcus never followed his dad's technology path and stuff.
Though apparently he did follow his father's war tactics.
God damn it!
Sir!
God damn it! Now he's starting to sound like the villain from Congo.
What the hell happened, Collins?
We got the tank, Lieutenant, but the captain's been hit. Give it to me, ma'am. I guess. Okay. Grathers.
Not a good idea, sir.
I've got to talk to Choi.
Again, not a
Yeah,
good idea. So.
It doesn't help that the prompt control right down there obscures a bit of the panels.
Whoopsie.
Tell me
Well-
that, Kinyer. Tell me. I don't worry about that, sir. How
Tell
many?
me!
Just tell me, goddammit! I know what I have to do, Private. Man, this comic is way too much testosterone. At least
Even
10,
for the
sir.
woman.
Look, what did you have? You did what you had to do. You know what I have to do, Private, but it isn't keeping this obsolete primitive war going. This war
Why
is
must
hell.
we fight?
What the hell?
Stroud here, Captain. The Indians are taking over. Job done.
And then dead. Way too many. Whatever.
48
Okay,
hours
so
still
first-
standing, sir. There's something.
No, it's a goddamn waste. We're just throwing men away.
Sir, save it for later. Let's get you out of there. The commander's got to accept losses. Adam never will. I bet this will make up for
Makes up.
something.
Yeah. Typical royal tyrants. Well, 2G rig
26 RTE.
did
Okay.
it again. Not got to hand it to the mad bastards. We should have committed air assets. This is insane, General.
We don't have any to spare.
Phoenix was right. We should damn pull back. This.
General Brown, perhaps you'd like to try telling the chairman that.
Moving on. Thanks, God. Damn it, Phoenix, you cut that fine. How many casualties?
No word yet,
No.
sir.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm.
No casualties, huh? Such a talented young man. This Adam Phoenix is always so dissatisfied. Shall we promote him?
I don't think it's ambition that's driving him, sir.
Always thinks he knows best. Always thinks he can do better than us. And that's why we should promote him. Because
Shut up, we're moving
No,
smart
Phoenix always feels that he ought to know better, that he can fix the whole war if he tries hard enough.
there's a fine line between a known overdeveloped sense of responsibility and our ignorance, Colonel. I think he'll be far more useful in weapons research and so there you go. So this is how he became a strictly technology/weapons researcher. Okay.
No, Phoenix would never leave his gears. It's the soft option. He'll see it as a coward's way out, or a rich man's privilege. So might I, genius or not.
Sticks and stones. Shall I? It's just sticks and stones. Perhaps you can get that guy one out.
If he doesn't take the track post, whatever, you might need to
Defense
persuade
Research
him.
Agency. Thanks, narrator.
Over company, blah, blah, blah. And now we do it over and over again. Another pointless battle, another betrayed family, another year of war. And the UIR.
Why
does
must we
exactly the same.
continue this accursed cycle of
Independent
aggression?
Republics.
Why must robots fight one another? Oh, sorry, wrong one.
Someone has to break the cycle. Someone has to create weapons so powerful that if politicians want to wage war, they'll face the same death as the man and woman.
Adam, no. What the
Okay,
fuck? Where
okay.
the
Now,
fuck does that come from?
and now we've learned that Adam was also insane. Okay.
You're
And a
going to
sociopath.
You're going to take the job then? You said you couldn't face your gears if you did.
Perhaps I won't be able to face them if I don't. I can build a deterrent that will bring governments to their senses. Weapons. I thought we were supposed to be fighting the
Wait.
locusts.
He created the Hammer of Dawn.
No, yeah, he did too.
Uh-huh.
That-
Among
so-
many other things.
Yeah.
So,
And
that was about an interesting backstory.
Yeah, it's kind of it kind of took a weird turn at the end there, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Alright.
Fuck it went from fighting the local.
Fuck the government.
The system is broken.
Oh man. All right, Jobba.
So,
Oh, it's
your
still
dad remembered to
Stroud.
write. Are we keeping you from social correspondence, Private Phoenix?
Okay, so I guess this is a sequel to the previous one.
Or
Oh,
another
this is
story. says-
wait, this is
Oh,
Marcus?
this is young Marcus, I guess.
Probably
received-
being instructed by, I'm guessing
I
this
rece-
is
Anya.
Anya's mother still. How's your
Maybe?
dad doing? Still working
received
all
it just
the
before we
hours
deployed,
God
ma'am.
sends?
Yeah. Yeah, he's still working. Blah blah blah. blah.
Tell him his old lieutenant says hi. Oh yeah, I was right. This is still Anya's mother, Helena Stroud, and that
I
he
hear her
needs to
daughter
take a
just-
day off from the lab.
Oh, that one. I hear her daughter just joined as a cadet. So there you go. Anya's still a cadet at this point. Okay.
Yeah, Tio, you be
Oh,
that guy.
Oh, yeah. Have you seen her? Wow.
Yeah, Carlos, I have, and I noticed.
Eltsu will never totally be a thing.
Woman proof.
I just kind of wish this was referenced more in the games, but whatever.
Okay, Gears, boot camp's over. It's bad guys and live rounds now. Stay sharp, and I don't want to have to write to anyone's mom. Kanen, Mataki, most of these kids have never been under fire. The lieutenants aren't that experienced either. I'm looking to you to keep them steady.
No worries, ma'am.
The Indies haven't raided the place for months, so we're overdue a visit.
So, if I understood correctly, this is an alternate timeline where indie developers have taken over the world.
Yes, of course.
The official really didn't took well the harassment on Twitter.
So it would seem. They decided to
guess,
retaliate by destroying all of humanity.
Gears of War, the revenge of the Indies.
Unsaid.
And now you can see what we're fighting for. Emotion. Go ahead, too.
I thought we were fighting for democracy.
No, I'm pretty sure it's emotion, Quinn. Cars don't run over on free. Oh, never mind.
Oh, that was Helena.
It's sticky and yellow.
Yeah, we'll
Oh
find out
my.
what this is. We'll find out what this is in Gears 2.
Oh, we're back in Jacinto.
And there you go. Adam has now become a full-blown researcher.
General Badgery just called.
What did he want, Neville?
He said it was personal, nothing to do with the project.
Wow, he looks even more like Howard Stark now. Oh god, it's Marcus.
Don't worry, Professor. Doesn't sound like bad news.
General, Adam Fenix here.
Just letting you know that C Company's been deployed to the Akastu refinery. You wanted to be kept in the loop.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Well, if we can't trust you with classified information, Adam, who can we trust?
I'm sorry, it's Marcus's first tour of duty. He could have read physics at the La Croix. I never wanted him to enlist.
I wish I could.
Why, you want to enlist? You don't really...
Well, you know...
Development wins wars. Remember that, Neville. This work matters.
Never mind. I'd only fail the Army Medical again.
Not just that, but I agree with Adam. It's not like your job doesn't matter. Your job is just as important, arguably more.
True that.
I've been working on the Hammer of Dawn. There you go. There's your confirmation. I've been working on the Hammer of Dawn for nearly 13 years, which will be used in the Gears games. If I didn't believe it, it could just stop the war. I'd have stayed in the arm.
But we're as far from getting it operational as ever.
Don't worry, Private. We've played the game. We know that I do get it finished at some point.
What did your dad have to say in his letter?
Still talking about me coming back and going to uni, like the war is some kind of gap here.
Doesn't give up, you know.
They say, well, it makes sense that Adam would not want his son to also be involved in this because he wants him to have a better life than him.
Okay, Dweebs, you be Green Arrow over there.
Green Arrow.
He looks like him.
Where exactly?
Well,
Yeah, we scrolled through it. Listen up. We've got an indie chopper inbound. Triple A's picked him up.
Seriously, what? Did the indie game revolution really go this far?
Apparently. Now they're trying to take out the AAA developers once and for all.
Now, asshole. Drop in for a coffee sometime. Damn good coffee. I wish someone would shoot at me and get it over with. They will, Carlos. You've got to be patient.
Oh, it was me. Okay, I know what capture. Yeah, funny. Look, live rounds on exercise isn't the same. Nobody shot at me, and I meant it before.
I hear it's overrated.
I'm worried. I'll freeze.
Drill kicks in. You don't just shoot back.
Shit myself, more like.
Phoenix Santiago, where's Quinn?
Oh, Dom. Oh, that's Dom. Oh, cool. That's
Right
his name.
behind us, Corporal.
Dom's name is Dominic Santiago.
Ah, there you go. So,
Okay.
Can't hear anything, Corporal.
Actually, I think that's me.
Oh, sorry.
Whatever. There's someone out there, Phoenix. All call signs, possible contact, north perimeter, pipeline. They all sound the same. They all sound like Dude Bros, so whatever.
And now,
And there's a motorcycle.
indie bastards!
You say you got the wrong franchise. Contact.
Go ahead.
Where the fuck is everyone else? Are we fighting on our own or what?
Maxon's down, Quinn! See it to him! Carlos, give me some covering fire!
Oh, he just got shot in the neck.
you're fucking crazy!
Well, do it!
Just do it!
Yes!
Marcus, get down. We got backup.
Thank goodness.
Fenix, for fuck's sake, get down.
Man, damn, Marcus.
And then he got run over.
No chill whatsoever.
You okay, Phoenix? We got to get the Maxim to a medic.
Yeah, but well, now you put in sound effects words.
Well, this is the first story, I guess.
Shit, they've blown up the wells. They've blown the goddamn wells.
Leave that shit.
Sorry. That's it. Leave it to the firefighters.
Hang in there, buddy. You're gonna make it.
Here's the pack now.
Again, hopefully you can heal a neck wound.
Okay, better put your foot down, Bernie. He's lost a lot of blood.
Won't tell Dad about this. You know what he's like.
Won't hear from me.
Speaking of him, I'm off now, Professor Phoenix. Unless you want anything else. No, that's fine, Miss Ross. I'll make myself a sandwich later. Good night.
Oh my god,
Oh,
the Rosses are in this too?
Wow, his office looks like Professor Litton's office.
Very, disjointed. And
Enhancement accuracy possible, says upstream creation of super blah 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 sciencey talk. The UR got to be working on orbital platforms just like us, if only for surveillance capability, science.
Technobabble.
Technobabble.
No, guys, don't you see? Professor Layton was killed in the invasion, so he just took over his office.
Go ahead, Joe. I think that's never mind.
Alright, I'm moving.
Terrific fucking start, Sarge. They could have blown the whole pipeline. You stop them. Yeah, but Maxon, you lose people. It never stops hurting. But we get out there and do it again every day until we finish the job. Okay, yeah, sorry. You're good lads. You did what you were trained to do. Now come on.
On another note, be wary of the Carmine family. I hear they're very accident prone.
Jova, why not?
They'll be back pumping juice again in a couple of days. You know that?
All this to keep the goddamn lights on back home.
Come on, we got a patrol to finish.
Does this intrigue you the way it intrigued me?
I'd say worried. Even though it's still theoretical, why has cog intelligence never picked this up?
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
Perhaps I
That's
don't
a
give them
good
enough
question.
technical detail about the work we're doing to enable them to understand the significance. I need to brief them better. Perhaps I'll talk to Agent Settle. She's smart enough. And yesterday, UR's first explosion attacked the the gear from the 26th Royal Deterrent Infantry was killed, along with 5 UR troops. Emulsion production was not affected. Oh God. Whew, emulsion production was not affected.
Oh, thank goodness. It would be really crappy if that happened. It can't be Marcus. The general would have called you last night.
I know, but it's someone else's son or daughter in my old regiment.
I know, Professor. You don't have to explain.
Anyway, time to run a few more tests.
And coffee, I guess.
Wouldn't it be funny if everyone's parent happened to be a part of that old Delta regiment?
Oh, speaking of, there you go. This is a test of the Hammer of Dawn, I'm guessing.
Alrighty. 5.
Converging now.
Well, this seems to be a more different type of laser.
A prototype
Yeah,
of fours. I mean, the
Yeah,
hammer.
or
the-
not seems to
in
be a
the-
single column here. It's a concentrated.
Not just that, Theo. In the games, the laser of the Hammer of Dawn is orange, not blue. So, damn. At a low planetary orbit, atmospheric factors in rotation, and technobabble. And we'll just warm up the soil a little. We better start again. It's still the accuracy of the timing. We're missing something. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I realize how hard you're working on this.
Professor, I know. I keep asking this, but how are we going to conduct trials? Once we launch the satellites, it's not going to be something we can hide.
We don't want to hide it. We need to show the UIR that we mean business.
Oh, yeah. Marcus,
maybe
maybe your dad should work on inventing an alternative to emulsion.
Why?
Well, increase the supply of fuel and nobody fights about it.
Remember why we use emulsion? It was the alternative to the previous fuels, and we had wars over those too.
Huh.
Okay then.
So,
Yeah.
Queen, what's that on your face?
A beard, Santiago. I can grow one too, just watch me.
I've seen more hairs on bacon.
So this will be how Quinn eventually grows his beard. Or does he?
All call signs. Radar's picking up any birds along the border. Vigilance, people.
Hey,
Hey,
pull
pull
up.
up Santiago. Let's see if we can hear them. Go ahead.
That's you.
Is it me? I was just ascending our strength. They'll be back sooner or later.
You can tell it's Marcus because he's the one with the headband on.
Well, it's true, but I was reading the other
Hey,
thing.
Marcus, you'll never guess what Mom sent me in the mail.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Sniper!
Yeah,
Guess we'll
what about
never
this?
figure it out.
Carlos, stay down.
I'm sure he'll be fine. We just have to
Fucking
heal his
sniper.
head.
1 week, his first goddamn week.
God.
This firefight picked up from shit maybe a kilometer away.
Yeah, I know. I fucking well know.
Don't you just hate snipers?
That was a David Cage line. If I whatever. I fucking well know. Come in, Phoenix. I'm writing to Quinn's parents. I just
That's
wanna
me,
come out-
actually.
Oh, is it? Okay, sorry.
Come in, Phoenix.
What?
I'm writing to Quinn's parents. I just wanted to know if you're okay.
He lasted 1 week. Nobody can feel okay about that. Let me guess. It's Carlos Carmine. Please tell me isn't it his last name is Carmine?
Oh, boy. Wouldn't that be quite the thing? No, and you won't. But we all learn to deal with it in our own way. Your father decided to leave and work on, let's just say, weapons.
Yeah, I understand him a lot better now.
Well, give your dad a call, and that's in order. Never leave things unsaid, Phoenix. You never know if you'll get another chance to say them. And cut to a scene of his father eventually getting blown up. Ah, nah, that would just be mean.
Dad. Marcus, are you all right? Fine. So, Carlos, but we lost a couple of guys. We know how it is. Oh, I do, Marcus. I know, I'm sorry. So how's the project? Whatever it is.
Of course I
Oh,
know,
it's called-
Marcus, because we conveniently showed a comic before about me and your
I call
shoes.
I call it Project Fuck the Government.
Oh, fine. We'll get there. You know how it is.
It's nice
Right,
how the
yeah,
game...
Alright.
I can speak more to you about it because the comic ends here. So
It's nice how they...
next time-
It's nice how they showed a comic of his dad in Delta before showing this one to show how, yeah, his dad knows how it goes.
Yeah, are you sure these comics are not, following one another? Aren't they part of the same series too? I mean,
Oh, yes, yes. They're all part of the same
I've
series.
seen the cover of this one just tell us that this is issue 18, so...
So,
then.
so far we've done, I think, 16,
Oh,
17...
we're still
and-
testing. 4, 3, 2.
It's going to work this time, Professor.
Actually,
sure
that's
it'll
John.
Oh, sorry.
17 damn years. It has to.
Oh, that's a David Cage line.
Nah, I think the one was more.
Yeah,
Wait,
this
is
seems
this-
more like similar to the Emerald Dawn.
There you go. It's even orange like in the games.
Continuity.
Goddamn! Goddamn!
Are you all right, sir?
I'm fine, but it's taken so damn long to get here.
You did it, sir. You did it.
We did it. That's a good reaction to succeeding in your invention. Goddamn!
Facepalm.
No, not just that, Tails. Screaming goddamn, because when I succeed at something, the first thing I usually do is goddamn!
Maybe in excitement, like, God damn. I don't know.
You don't seem too pleased for a man who's just given us a way to end the war.
It'll end the war. I can speak for the future.
Is something wrong, Professor?
Just my usual caution.
Yeah. RDev to KR7-3. How's it looking from your end?
7-3 here, sir. That's a one hell of a hole. Can't wait to see the indies' faces when we introduce them to your Hammer of Dawn,
Yes,
Professor.
we'll show them the real power of a Triple A's.
First
So this is what
first
EA do when
target,
they buy
change the full
somebody.
day.
Promise
Promise
me.
me.
Written by,
And yeah,
the usual.
Same team
yeah.
and all.
Incoming!
Okay, it's our turn now. Ty, get their attention. Everyone okay, Dom?
Just defeated again.
Oh, and that's Ty over there. Good. Okay.
Speak of the
it's more of a
devil.
less grenade, blah blah blah. Okay, stop moving up and down, Mr. Serum, please.
Well, it wasn't counting on someone, going
We
with the
see-
flow.
we seek balance in. Oh, sorry. You can be tired. Oops, why not? Or
Oops.
not.
Sorry. Give it a rest, Ty. Just shoot the tosses.
Sorry. It moved away. I mean, how much ground we're secured this week?
I'm guessing 0. Again.
That's what I thought. Oh, there you go. That's one of the locusts in Harmer, I think. Yeah.
No, I think
Night, indie boy. 5 to go. Well, it wouldn't make sense for there to be a human too.
Freeze off, which means sniper.
Okay, go! Pad, how many?
3 down, 3 left.
All right.
Oh, I now remember, but look at them. They're the Indies.
Huh.
Yeah.
Phoenix,
We
oh,
kill-
32.
Phoenix to 6-0. We've done it. We've killed the Indies. When we read it as for a point, I thought it'd all be over in months. That was 2 goddamn years ago.
But we were wrong. It was just the beginning.
So this is where the EA Originals project ended up.
Yeah. We got the indie research. Oh, I love this one. We got the indie research. My pad my pad says it saved them years of work. Really?
Still doesn't discuss it with you.
No. Top secret means top secret. Well, that makes sense.
Chairman.
So you're confident the Hammer of Dawn is ready to be developed against any target, any size, moving or static. Are you able to give... Go ahead, Joe. I think that's Hoffman, I think.
Chairman.
His hat looks like Hoffman's hat, at least.
I'd rather give him a surprise.
Chairman, we should ask for the surrender first. It's not as if they can evade the hammer, even if we warn them.
Interesting negotiating tactic.
I call it the right thing to do.
Oh, we're back at Jacinto.
Yeah, Jacinto. Well, General, it's up to you. Choose your target.
I'm having a spot of trouble with their third fleet as it is.
Control, we've got a whole damn battalion pinned down by NGS.
Where's my air support? Where are the Ravens?
It's a line from Warhammer 40k. Where's our fire support?
Yeah.
Oh, we got some special
support for you. Go ahead. Sorry.
3, 2, 1, fire!
Now that's some fire support.
Oh, yeah.
God almighty.
He looks like the general from Die Hard 2.
Cog control to CCHQs into general. I hope someone's got recon imaging of that. Permission to say holy shit, sir.
Mission granted. Feel free, Lieutenant. I'll join you.
Commander Trescu? Oh, Trescu? I've picked up a massive explosion, sir. Someone's been sunk. Chimera 5 free to control these code names. I don't know what the hell that was, but it was destroyed 4 ships in seconds. The cogs. So basically.
Oh, you sunk my battleship!
So if I understood correctly, the Indies are an enemy human faction that doesn't like the Gears, apparently.
So it would seem. Probably defects or whatnot. I guess this is sort of a prequel war to what's to come when the emergence day happens.
Well, yeah, this is the Pendulum Wars, apparently. So you've seen. Professor, the chairman's looking for you. They've started talks. It's nearly over.
Did you hear me, sir? They're going to surrender.
That's good, Neville. That's very good.
Shouldn't you be celebrating?
Just thinking about what comes next. That's all. Should I tell Dale what's coming? No, I can still stop it happening. I can avoid more bloodshed. I'm the only one who can.
Are you sure you have to do it alone, though?
Unfortunately, I've played the Gears trilogy, so I can tell you that you don't succeed, dude. Sorry.
Finally, a place no assholes bombed.
Don't tempt fate, Dom.
Don't tempt fate. Whatever.
And I want to read the news report. If he goes back up, that is.
He will.
Sergeant Phoenix.
And it's been confirmed by a House of Sovereign spokesman. Chairman Danielle met President Dashchenko to discuss terms for a surrender. The turning point seems to have been the deployment of a new COGS weapon system known as the Hammer of Dawn, developed by Dr. Adam Fenix and...
So Marx is already a sergeant in here? Is that Sergeant
Well,
Phoenix
he's
there?
starting to grow his soul patch, so yeah, I guess.
Oh, okay, so your father found... sorry, go ahead, Durs.
Your father found his true love, Marcus.
Yeah, but it's not over yet. This could still take days.
It has been at least 2 years since the last comic, apparently.
Sorry.
Uh-oh.
Incoming! They call it boom, boom, explosions, excitement.
Dio?
He's burped. Shit,
No.
this is insane!
Somebody tell them they're surrendered.
Technically, they have not yet.
This is fucking mental, Marcus! They must know it's over! If it was, I would fight to the last two. They probably think it's propaganda.
It better not be.
Phoenix, the captain's trying to raise the Indy CO on the radio. He's offering an informal ceasefire.
Don't hold your breath, Lieutenant.
I'll give you my word.
Nice
Nice
try,
try.
Cog, but the Shanko should never surrender.
The game's changed, Major. Call your HQ. Do it!
You know, I've
Do
got a
it.
cup I can talk into to make the robot sound.
God damn it, it's over. Nobody should be dying now.
But the war never ended.
Hey, listen. I think we stopped firing.
Word might be getting around. 80 years at last. 80 fucking years.
Too late for the town, though. Look at it.
Well, it can't get any worse than this war, right, guys?
Totally.
Totally.
Gentlemen, I had word from Fleet Command. The UIR is negotiating the terms of our surrender. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Well, shit.
So we
So we
just...
just roll because some politician loses his nerve. Helm, take us back to Branasku to refuel. We'll see what the Gorani.
I
God,
think.
these names.
Hold on. I think these kind of names for the Indies are, parallel to the Soviet Union.
I
Huh.
guess. 2 years. Dad promised me he'd be over soon. Looks like it is. Spoilers, it won't.
Well,
It
for
wasn't-
this one, I guess.
It wasn't in vain, Dom. Look.
This is one night you shouldn't be working late, Adam. Go have a drink. Call Marcus. I'll get you a priority comms channel.
There's always another project requiring my time, Chairman.
The official end of hostilities is set for midday tomorrow. Get some sleep. You're a national hero, Adam. The Hammer of Dawn finally brought the Indies to the table.
I'll let history judge me. It might not be kind.
And this is how they
Oh,
got rolled by
boy.
the
This community gospel were not cool.
Where's General Strescu's room?
Third door on the left, Commander.
Your fever is only a few hours, I'm afraid. He's in a lot of pain.
Oh shit. And give him more morphine, damn it!
He refused it. He wanted to be alert to speak to you.
I'm here, Papa.
Miran,
I'm here.
these cowards surrendered. They let the cog humiliate them. But not us. I want you to promise me something. There'll be no ceasefire for Goraznaya. Promise me you'll fight on.
I promise, Papa. I promise.
And this is now yours, Miran, as it was once my father's.
Did you put that in
Wow.
your answer?
Yes,
3 minutes to the
Promise me.
ceasefire.
promise me.
See,
2
company
minutes to the
for-
ceasefire.
Promise
Oh, boy.
me.
Yes.
1 minute
promise
to
you
the
what, Papa?
ceasefire.
The war's over now. Promise me you won't do this.
Please stay where you are. I just need more time.
To be
To
continued.
be
See, this one is
continued.
actually continuing storyline.
Okay.
I
then.
wonder if
Alright,
that'll be
so,
continued in the final comic of today.
Harper's story.
Oh, this is
Issue-
number
issue-
8.
Issue 8. Weird.
Okay, weird choice, but whatever. Name Johnatan Harper. Harder or Harper?
Harper.
Rank Sergeant.
We were there that day.
Oh no, this is one of comic where
We were there at Ground
where the
Zero.
narrations are painted over instead of actually, typed in. Oof.
It was something you never forget. Hard to even describe. Another gear, he said it was like seeing God screaming at creation. About as best you could say it.
Talk about
That-
pretentious.
For a while, it seemed like it stopped the Locust. Ah, so this one takes place...
They're going through
Oh.
a chronological timeline. Here instead is just after the E-Day.
Ah, now I see. They came back, though. Those bastards came back. Just a few months after the bombing, we knew the war with the Locust was the only thing set to go. But all
us
this
at
tin
time-
gad,
Okay.
we only had the Locust to worry about.
Oh, I think this
We
one
also had to
comic where
worry
it's
about the
just narration.
sickness.
Alright, it's a
Rustling.
Joba show.
That's
Go
what
ahead.
we started calling it, thinking it was Barrack who came up with that. All of us near the blast, we had to start seeing the docs, getting tests, all sorts of shit.
So parallel to radiation.
I remember my doc, Merriweather. She kept telling me my vertigo and the cough were from combat stress, but I wasn't handling the harsh reality of war. Like I was crazy and not strong enough.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
totally. We just wanted them to tell us what was going
He
on.
was literally vomiting his lungs.
We were fighting for all we had left. We were given everything we could. We just wanted to know what was wrong with us, but we didn't get any answers, and soon enough, we had no time to worry about it. Back to war. Prescott decided we needed to do some crazy last-ditch assault on the Hollow. Finish what we'd started. We were going down there, no buts about it. And that was fair. That was the last stand for humanity. It was everything we'd been fighting for. But damn, I wish they would have been straight with us about Tim God. They sent us down in grind lifts, straight down for the earth, thousands of gears drilling deep into the heart of the enemy. Most of us didn't know how to get 'em back up to the surface. It was a one-way mission, pretty much kill the Locust, or you probably weren't coming back. Like Delta Squad.
Nice.
It's funny, the thing I remember most about that day is the sun. It wasn't a shitty rainy day. It was sunny, warm even. The surface gave us a proper goodbye. Every once in a while, I guess life is kind at least. I'm trying to go through with that. Tough in this world, though life is pretty fucked up. Things were quiet down there. I didn't like it. It was kind of pretty in a weird way, but the calm was worse than a firefight. I knew what to do in a fight, but waiting just made me uneasy. I was still a bit dizzy, too. Might have just been from the ride through. The grind will shake the shit out of you. I hate being dizzy. Cough didn't seem as bad that day. That was good, but I was on edge. Could have thrown up if I'd left myself. Wasn't going to, but I was ready for the shit to start. I was tired of waiting. Careful what you wish for, like they say. Things jumped quick enough. A group of drones got the drop on us. We thought we could take them. We may have been wrong.
Yeah.
We were wrong. We lost most of our squad within hours of our drop. The lucky ones died. The rest of us?
Yeah.
No, not
The rest of us, well, they took us as POWs.
Oh, the Locust actually take prisoners.
Tortured us, demeaned us.
Oh,
Oh God, you don't want to be a prisoner, it looks like. Tried to break our spirit, but they didn't break mine. They tried, and they came close. But when they tried to put me in those fucked up coffin things, something in me snapped. Don't know if it was the wrestling delirium or what, but when that drone came to take me...
He went full Doom Marine on his ass.
I smashed him. I laid into him like I never had before. One punch. One pissed off human punch in his face, and he was off balance.
Okay, now we need Meek Gordon for the soundtrack.
Think I grabbed his throat next, crushed his windpipe, but I don't even remember. I just know that I ran for my fucking life. I wasn't gonna die down there, somehow, someway.
Although this is narrated a bit more like the Doom comic.
I was gonna make it back. I had to see the sky again.
Well, the characters look like The Rock.
No, dudes.
It's like the robot from Nano 22. You don't have to see the sky. All right.
I guess this is the rescue team.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Visual storytelling.
Again, sometimes to make more effect, you have this quiet, quote-unquote, moment.
It does seem like a story that's suited for that. Oh crap, a Brumac.
Just behind them. Or they're running away from it.
I saw the sky again today. Never thought I'd see it again, but I escaped. I made it. Huh, story has a happy end. I survived the Hollow.
And then everybody dies.
Oh no, we're killing the... Oh.
And I got that little girl and her family on that Raven.
Before being shot. There we go.
Took these bullets, but I saved that family. No medics around now, but that's okay. The sky is so bright, and I finally feel alright. Warm, even. And I keep hearing that little angel telling me, thank you.
So basically, this comic is his life flashing before his
Harper's
eyes.
She
story.
said she'd
Oh,
pray
and
for me.
Oh, and this comic was actually written by Joshua Ortega, aka the main writer of the Gears trilogy.
Interesting way to end things on.
Well, it's like you said. It seems like the way that they ordered these comics was having them be in chronological
I'm
order.
kinda used to it, Joe, because this gives me a good time to explain a bit to one thing. Unlike with most American first release of comics, since a lot of comics here in my country comes around a lot of time after, like quite a bit after their original release, we tend to have them in some sort of mini trade collections, and sometimes the trade is ordered by including a lot of issues in order to have a complete storyline or something. So if we have an occasion where in America a writer or an editor decide to fuck up a bit by splitting this into a freaking mission, like say different comics, like say the Clone Saga, instead it will come into a tiny, neatly packaged here, for example. We are a bit privileged like that, I will admit. And this is taking kind of the same approach, I guess. But it's a weird thing. The first and the last story are kinda their own things. The fourth is just a prequel for the Indie Wars, and the last is just a side story that talks about this guy called Harper. But the three main ones in the middle, the sandwich one, are the more important, quote unquote. We talk about Marcus' father and Marcus as a teenager, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So interesting way to pace them. To be honest, Bo, I will say that this has done the job it was supposed to. I'm now actually a bit more interested to see the other Gears comics. Why not?
Same. And it turns out that in addition to the 24 comic book series, the other comic book series is the Rise of Ram one.
Yeah. But well, what do you think, Libs?
This is Burbs.
Oh.
No. I'll just mute it for a bit.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
As the more non-comic book fan, Libs, what do you think?
Yeah, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say those should have been more important to be told also in game?
Yeah, the prequel stuff was fine, not being there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, these comics were included in the game itself, so I guess technically it is in the game. So I
Well,
so I can.
well, what we discussed in the main run, the idea of having this story
Yeah.
actually told like in-game cutscenes and all.
That's the thing. Well, I still wouldn't have mind some kind of game focusing on these things. Not necessarily the first and the last one, like you said, they were self-contained side stuff. But it would have been nice to have some kind of prequel game where you play as Adam. Something that will allow you to get right into the action as well. And since it would be a full-blown game, it would allow to flesh out things even better and stuff.
I think
Maybe
that's
some
pretty
of-
much my stance on these comics. It's like, well, these comics do tell some interesting lore and stuff. It's not necessarily required, but what would have been the absolute best thing was if they made, prequel or side games based on, the main meat of the comics and mainly focusing on, stuff like Marcus's father, Anya's mother, and whatnot.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm checking
That-
the order right now from the first screen. The Unseen story, the first one was issue 16. Then the Also Serve was issue 15. Unsaid was issue 17. Promise Me issue 18. And Harper's Story issue 8. Again, I guess we put issue 16 before the 15 one just so they can give a sort of continuation between issues 15, 17, and 18.
I think it's like you say, like, well, they're put in chronological order, the events and whatnot.
Yeah.
16 definitely feels like a story that's taking place during the URI war, but probably took place before the Atom bit.
But what do you think, Pedro?
It's fine. I'm glad that they bothered to include. I'm wondering if the Ultimate Editions of Gears 2 and 3 that were originally planned were made. They would have
to
included
include more of these.
That was probably the original plan. Before the backwards compatibility program became a thing. Yeah, definitely. The comics numbers 2, 3, and 4, those are the best ones. Like, they're the more interesting ones to not just the best written, but they're also the ones that are more related to the games themselves. So definitely, they're really good. I kind of would have wished we could have had like a comic that would focus on Anya, because, and I just linked it for my co-commentators to see. If you check Anya's Gears wiki page, there's like a shit ton, and I mean 10 shitloads, and I mean 10 shitloads of backstory. It's not even just her romance with Marcus. There's a shit ton of backstory from her, and spoilers. None. Well, technically not a spoiler because if it doesn't happen, it's not a spoiler. None of the main free original games even touch upon any of this stuff, and I kind of wish we could, at the very least, glance some of it, because there's just so much that is told in these comics. This franchise might as well have been a comic book series at this point.
How much you want to bet that the comics focusing on Anya probably would have showed up in the Ultimate Edition of Free, where, she actually plays a part? Like, well, I can see sort of their tactic here. It's like, well, they don't want to show off all the comics here, but they chose probably some of the 5 most relevant to this.
This particular story in this first game is about Marcus getting a device made from his father in order to use it for the bomb, and I guess they want to expand this particular plot point.
Maybe they were planning for a Gears Free Ultimate to have some.
There's also this other thing that I noticed about these comics, particular comics, which I guess they were made alongside, again, as Pedro mentioned, again alongside with the games, at least for these particular ones, because they do showcase one thing that I noticed. Because again, I'm not too informed on the franchise, so before, for all intents and purposes, I knew Judgment 4 and 5 were sort of the main, trying to include more female gears, proper gears. I know that Anya shows up in 3, but I know that up until and after the original trilogies where we start to promote more female gears. But it seems that these particular prequel comics seems to be more focusing on that. And I'll definitely do a bit more research about it, because the only other source that I knew about it, basically a particular review was discussing about the topics about the female protagonist of Gears 5 and all, was saying that the series for a long while had a justification for not having female gears, but it seems to me that this presence of them in the comics seems to be contradicting them a bit, so I'll check them a bit. But before, well, if you're done, Pedro.
Well, no, like I said, it's nice that they wanted to include these comics and just to help out. Again, I'm wondering if 2 and 3 have gotten Ultimate Editions, we would have gotten more comics. I just find it really interesting how they've bothered to put so much backstory and so much important lore in these comics. I just think it becomes like a process of getting 20 odd comics just so I can fully know everything. And it's a bit not to mention, remember, in order for me to even get these, unless I pirate them, of course, but aside from piracy, these comics probably would cost me a lot to import from America.
I should probably give you a bit of.
I think you can still buy them digitally in some kind, at least in some kind of fashion.
I should probably give you some context. The comic book series started in 2012, so that may have been sometime.
Shortly before Gears Judgment, then, huh?
So, if anything, I'm willing to bet that the comic book series was made to expand on that lore.
Yeah, technically speaking, until this point, the games actually lacked a story, and these were made to fill in the gaps, I guess. Mind you, it does make a bit of sense, because remember, after 3 there was a lot of concern and confusion about Epic Games continuing the franchise or not. So I do wonder if they actually had no plans for making more games, so any kind of other plot ideas that were squeezed in this comic run.
Wouldn't that be interesting if, the comic book series was made as a way to sort of continue the franchise without it necessarily being a video game stuff, in case?
As of the more knowledgeable about comics, let me just say also another more technical thing, and it's the artwork. It's fine for the most part, but I'm not too big of a fan of the inconsistencies. I know that this is like 24 issue series, and I can imagine a difference between issue number 8 and issue 16, but I'm more of a fan when an ongoing series tend to stick with 1 or 2 or 3 most artists who tend to work on it, so it gives a more cohesive appearance. Here it changes constantly and can be a bit disorienting. I know it's a thing it's getting a more decent consistency, that more of a luxury for comics. But I think this series suffers a bit because of it. It gets shown even in the covers that I'm seeing right now. Issue 18 is particularly a bad one, with Marcus' face being horribly distorted. Even then, in some issues, I noticed some of the artwork had some Rob Liefeld-esque faces, like, "Grrr." Mind you, this is the series that was inspired by things like Cable, but Jesus Christ. As for the writing, it's fine. Like Pedro noticed, there are one or two David Cage-esque lines, but it does the job. Harper's story is told only by initially it's as the artistic value behind it. That's kind of nice. But honestly, all of them seems to be pretty fine. The only issue I noticed, well, not the issue, but thing that I noticed again, like mentioned with Harper's story, is while the style is nice, the fact that it's not captioned in proper boxes, but instead it looks like written, drawn by the artwork again, instead of looking a bit different to make it more standing out, can cause a bit of disorienting. But that's not too big of an issue. Again, it's a bit of a lack of consistency. Instead, in something like issue 16 with Unseen, you can clearly tell the difference between a normal caption box, the timestamp, or the letter that the soldier is writing for his love interest. So yeah, overall for these particular 5 issues, overall were nice with some minor technical problems for me, and I definitely want to check out all the rest of it. Yeah, I've already mentioned this, but I did, for some different bizarre circumstances, manages to actually read the one issue back a lot back ago, because it was like a homage thing. But I actually don't know what kind of issue it is, so when I will actually encounter it again, I'll be sure to know what it is. Anyway, that's it for me.
Yeah, I'll admit it, reading these comics was actually a pretty nice experience here.
Besides, Joe, it's been a while since our last comic book commentary anyway.
I know, right? It's good to get back into the saddle on that stuff here. I like
Two
the...
birds with one stone for this one.
True, pretty much. I actually would not mind if we take a look at more comics. Don't worry, I'll have a way of getting us those in a sense.
We'll see in due time.
But yeah, the comics that were shown, again, it's a nice bout of chronological variety. We start off with something that's deep in the prequel war, as I'll be calling it, before the War of the Locusts. We have stuff focusing on Marcus's dad and Anya's mother, interestingly enough. And heck, some of the old Delta Squad here. Then we get to see the Delta Squad much younger here and there.
Yeah, Dawn and Phoenix, younger Phoenix too, and again, I guess a cameo of Ty. Again, I guess he shows up later on.
Yeah, and we get to see how Marcus has to see one of his up-and-coming mates headshotted by a sniper. Like, dang.
Again, the harsh reality of war and all.
Yep. Barely touches the ground and boop, headshot. It's almost like it's in a real third-person shooter multiplayer.
Fucking campers.
Yeah. But yeah, again, nice showing of the harshness of war, and also how the war is brought to an end with Marcus's father's own help. Used by the Hammer of Dawn, the very thing that you later used in the games. That's very nice and immersive.
Although in this, for their showcase seems to be a bit more powerful than the one that you actually use.
I guess you're not authorized to use the full power of the Hammer of Dawn?
I'm guessing over the years I managed to control its radius and all, just to make it a more localized shot to kill those, locust plants thingies.
Probably would be a good idea, especially since they wouldn't want to accidentally fire on their own troops with the width of that laser.
That too.
So yeah, interesting developments here and there. And then we end on what life was like after the end of the first Gears game. Like, you think, oh, it'll be nice and triumphant? Haha, think again. Not
Or
so
Harper.
much. Yeah, I mean, gosh dang, I love how in one comic they actually get you to care about this guy, and gosh dang, is it a shame to see him die, but at the end, you can't help but celebrate his victory and being able to help other people still.
And its sacrifice is, not in vain too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And boy, does he go down swinging. Breaks out of that prison and everything, too.
Alright.
So, yeah. Those were 5 comics of the Gears of War stuff. I'm interested to maybe give them another look, but I guess we'll probably wait until we finish at least Gears of War 3 before doing that.
Well, yeah, I guess.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Again, all in due time eventually.
All right. See you then.
So in the meantime, I
See
guess
ya.
we'll see for Gears too.
See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.